is the worst thing that's ever been in this theater. Set pieces were crashing down, costume pieces falling off, lights would just go off in the middle of a scene sometime, drapes were still coming in at odd times, things were flying out in the middle of scenes where you're like, that's not supposed to happen. There was not a weak link in the show. Everyone is fierce, they were funny, they were kind, they were wonderful. The director was lovely, the choreographer was lovely. And then we got to the theater and the caca hit the fan. It was sad. It was real sad. I would kind of come out of the stage door and like run away. Like I didn't want anyone to know I was in the show. And maybe they'll just think I'm a crew guy. Something crazy happened every night. But sure enough, somebody chased me down one night. And it was a very lovely couple who said, oh my God, we love you in the show. And I was like, oh, thank you so much. He said, how's it been going for you? Oh, yeah, great. Yeah, sure. Why do you ask? Oh, we've heard. This is like the 5th time we've been to the show. The 5th time? It's a 2.5 week run. They said they came to that first performance and it was such a hot mess that they bought cheap tickets for every show that they were available to come for to see if it got any better. Because I guess they had done local theater and they were very much rooting for the actors. That they were all like, we really think the cast is great. And I was like, so do I. I think it's a wonderful cast of people. In fact, they showed me a local newspaper clipping, this is when we still had newspapers, that basically said, this is the worst thing that's ever been in this theater, with such a wonderful group of people in it. Which was crazy, because it's like, aren't the people make the show great? But I understand what they were getting at. I would see them at the stage door, and they'd be like, Roland, these are our friends, our neighbors, whatever. And it was like more important people every night. And in the last few performances, I noticed that the audience was like, cheering for us. Like they were really on our side. This small group of like fans, you could call them, appreciated the effort we were going through to like give them a good show, in spite of the fact that like set pieces were crashing down on our ears. Like there was like costume pieces falling off. There was like, lights would just go off in the middle of a scene sometimes. Drapes were still coming in at odd times. Things were flying out in the middle of scenes where you're like, that's not supposed to happen. Crazy shit like that was going on. Magic of live theater. Kind of go back into ourselves and just go into the work and, say the lines, sing the music, do the choreography, try to play the scene as best you can. That you just have a duty to the audience to give them your best no matter what happens. Even when there's a real cake on stage that's being smooshed by the grand drape. That cake came back the next night. How do people not know that this cake has been smooshed? How?